Please stand.
Let's all bow our head. Father, we just come to you tonight. We just ask that you be with each one of us and everything we're going through individually, Lord. Lord, just be with this parish, be with this committee tonight as we make decisions on some of these maps and other things, Lord. Just give us your direction and your guidance, and we just thank you for it. Just continue to be with us and bless us. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Please join us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, let's do roll call for attendance. Ms. Debbie Odom?
Here.
Mr. Peters? Here. Mr. Hallbrook? Here. Mr. Bishop? Here. Mr. Cotton's absent tonight. Ms. Ferguson?
Here.
Mr. McDermott?
Yeah.
Mr. Peterson? Here. All right, we have a quorum. That brings us to approving our agenda. I need to make one modification to the agenda. We tabled a map last week. The Perry map, I need to put it as item B under old business, and we'll review it here in a few minutes when it comes up. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
All right.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Has everybody had the opportunity to look at the June 23rd regular meeting minutes?
I move that we adopt.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, that brings us to old business. Review the Curran-Hardy Jr. map. Is there anybody here to represent that map? Please take the podium, introduce yourself, and give us a brief of what's going on, sir.
Good evening, Kerwin Hardy. Yes, the map that proposed was for a family partition. It's like 3 different lots within the part that's split between 3 different family members.
Nobody was here.
So they feed off of Bull's Lane?
Yes, sir.
All right. And Kerwin Hardy, Kiara Hardy, and Leonard Gales. Kiara is who?
My sister.
Sister, and Mr. Gales?
Brother.
His brother?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right.
I move we adopt.
Got a motion?
I move we adopt.
Second.
Sorry. I need to close the public hearing. Motion?
Yes.
Second.
All right, let's go through right quick. Ms. Debbie Odom?
Yes.
Mr. Peters?
Yes.
Mr. Hallbrook?
Yes.
Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Mr. Ferguson?
Yes.
Mr. McDermott?
Yes.
And Mr. Peterson?
Yes.
It passes.
We will pass that down. Signatures later.
Thank you.
There you go. Thank you.
All right, that brings us to the Perry map. Is there anybody here to represent that map?
Yes, sir. Christopher Maestri, MR Engineering.
Yeah.
Biggest job right there. All right, introduce yourself and give us a brief of what's going on, sir.
My name is Christopher Maestri. I'm with MR Engineering, 9345 Interline Avenue in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'm here on behalf of Miss Peggy Perry. She is the mother of a daughter and 2 sons who plan to subdivide this property as shown. The last comment was about adding a 60-foot private servitude of access, which has been added, and I'm here to answer anyone's questions. Appreciate y'all being here tonight. See if there's any concerns that you may have.
All right, taking a look at it, going under family partition. We don't have the list of, or is this going under family partition?
I do not know the answer to that question.
I don't think that's,
It's not on the
this is not family partition, okay?
we just didn't take because of the servitude.
Okay, so, okay, before you did approve, it was servitude, so servitude. Yeah. All right, anybody else here to speak on this map? Let's close the public hearing.
Make a motion to approve it.
I second.
All right, Ms. Debbie Owen,
Yes.
Mr. Peters? Yes. Mr. Albrook?
Yes.
Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Ms. Ferguson?
Yes.
Mr. McDermott? Yes. Mr. Peterson? Yes. Unanimous, thank you.
Thank you all.
All right, that brings us to new business. All maps have been advertised as required. First one, our first issue is not gonna be, of a map issue. We're gonna discuss and take action on setting a public hearing, excuse me, for subdivision off of 412 Roland Acres Estates. Mr. Moody, I'm guessing this is you.
Yeah, I've actually just got a bunch of questions and need y'all to help me out here with this whole thing. So first off, I haven't met you two gentlemen yet. Maybe we can talk after. I'm Jeff Moody. I'm a surveyor up here, so appreciate y'all serving on the board. On this project, I want y'all to all understand, I'm the surveyor on this project. I'm speaking right now just for myself and for my company, Moody Surveying. Mr. Paul Whittington, represent DDG, probably gonna have a share of questions too. We both work directly for Allen Johnson and M&J Civil Construction. I'm not under DDG and they're not under me, so just trying to set the groundwork for y'all. We're both confused on why we're even up here for y'all to even be discussing yet another public hearing on this preliminary plat.
I'll tell you what happened right quick. So, on the original public hearing that was set, that we went through the public hearing, it did not go advertised. It was not sent out and sent through the proper channels to advertise. Our last meeting, we came back in, got ready to set another public hearing. At that point, a gentleman, somebody from y'all side, over discussion that was going on, opted to pull the map. When the map was pulled, they canceled the advertising. So whereas we would have been sitting in a public hearing tonight, it canceled the advertising. So again, we couldn't have the public hearing. So tonight, we're having to set a public hearing and go to advertising again.
It'll help me out then.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate that.
I mean, that's.
June 20th, and I can't remember because there's been so many, 3 or 4 public hearings on this thing. I don't know if it was the police jury or y'all. June 20th, there was yet another discussion on this map. Can you help me out with that? Do you remember that date?
On June 20th.
I think.
Our last meeting was 23rd. So.
There was another public meeting anyhow. I don't know if y'all,
We had the one that was not advertised, which violates the advertising rule. So,
well, here's, not to interrupt you, Josh.
I'm listening.
So initially, I submitted the map for DDG because they had a runner came up here on March 12th. We initially submitted this map on March 12th. Now, my client, DDG and Moody Surveying, is not responsible for the police jury not doing what they were supposed to do. I'm not chastising y'all. I appreciate y'all a whole lot more than I do the police jury because they're elected and they kind of bought into the heat they take. The problem is with state law, when you submit these maps, the clock starts running, and it's never based on the approval date. I heard some comments at the last police jury meeting. Preliminary plat hadn't been approved yet, so this retroactive stuff they did with this moratorium, which we're gonna need to get into after a while, was really BS from the get-go. So the clock starts ticking in state law. I mean, I can give y'all copies of the statute in Title 33. When a map is submitted, that's when the clock starts ticking. And by state law, you got 60 days, the planning commission does, to approve or not approve it.
Yes, sir.
And if you don't, it's automatically approved. And then the person that submitted the map, the applicant, can ask for a demand letter from y'all saying it's been approved. I'm just stating the state law on the thing. I'm not and I know it can get down in the weeds. So we're talking about what, 4 months? April, May, June, July? So this is, what's today's date? July 28th? Okay, granted, on April 28th, you're saying it wasn't advertised correctly? May, June, July, that's still 3 months. What is taking 3 months to get here tonight that we're not even moving forward? You know, the state law was there so the public obviously can come up with these public hearings and voice their concerns. It doesn't say you can voice your concerns 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. You voice your concern, you take it under consideration. And Mr. Paul back here can probably speak to this much better, work for an engineering outfit. Now, from a surveyor standpoint, once we do the map and submit it, now the engineering on a preliminary plat, once they go back and y'all's engineers or the jury's quality engineering gives them a notice to proceed, there's always a lot of back and forth on the details. I think it was July 21st, because of some of these extra public hearings we've had, it was always going to be 3 phases, this subdivision. There was some feedback probably on a public hearing that should have never taken place. They didn't want, some of the residents on Hockaday didn't want a through road because there's going to be concrete roads in there. They didn't want a road coming all the way through Hockaday, which actually would have helped the residents because when the Hockaday goes underwater, they could have had another outlet to get out of there. But Alan, just like most developers, just wanting to get his project going, he told me to just cut out the southern 50 acres. There was a cross fence there, and make that into 3 tracts. They're like 16 acres, and 18 point something. So it reduced it from 44 lots down to 35 lots, this latest preliminary. That doesn't mean the process starts all over again because we resubmitted. It's just an ongoing back and forth, especially when you're reducing the burden and everything else on it, drainage, traffic, everything. We've been needing, and I'm just going to say it again, we've been needing, for all these surveyors in this room needs it, the clients need it, the public need it. What's happening, even though the building department here, the staff here, they do the best they can when a project comes in, there's no flow chart, there's no checklist, there's no system. So from project to project, subdivision to subdivision, it's apples and oranges, each one of them. And whether they intend to or not, that's creating bias to these different clients because, you know, I can point to every one of them and say, well, y'all told this one to do that, and this one did this, and that one did that. There's no consistency, there's no checklist, there's no flow chart. The jury's gonna get their butt in a crack. And look, they're to be commended, and y'all are too. When they passed the new ordinances back in last June, I told them, and that's what they're trying to do. Don't just say, okay, we're good for another 30 years. As y'all know, when things come up, problems, address them, tweak it, change it. Which I'm gonna need some clarification right here. So, in my opinion, the knee-jerk reaction on the moratorium at the last police jury meeting.
So having that conversation, anything going on today, at this meeting today, the moratorium does not affect right now. This stuff was all in process.
On our project.
Y'all's project as well.
Okay, that's good. I appreciate that.
Y'all's project as well.
Yeah, I heard
Okay.
So I know
Now,
a lot is going on. So there's a lot of conversation about it.
So, well, to that degree, and I know Lewis is sitting over there listening to this. Look, great, you're stopping, because the context of the 20-something minutes y'all discussed drainage, and a need for more comprehensive drainage, but that was the whole point they claimed on the moratorium. Great. But you don't need a moratorium to do that because, and I think this juror sitting right here couldn't understand why anybody would be against it. It's like we just turned that around. A moratorium in and of itself is a horrible idea. It always is. You're putting a hardship on somebody, you're costing somebody money. Granted, you're gonna have some maps or subdivisions that'll fall by the wayside based on that submittal date as they're trying to revise the ordinance. But you don't put a moratorium. If anything, though, if you put a moratorium, that just gives the governing body incentive to drag their feet instead of jumping on it and tweak the ordinance and getting it how you want to. And then you always go by the map submittal deadline if it falls under the new ordinances or the past one. So another clear, and I appreciate the fact this doesn't fall under it.
Yes, sir.
I got calls from all kind of surveyors, and I wasn't at that meeting, but I watched the YouTube streaming thing about 3 or 4 times. Obviously, what they meant, what they need to be aware of, when you say subdivision, we deal with about 5 or 6 different types of subdivision. They were talking about major subdivisions, which is not even defined. I'm using that word in quotes, major. More than 5 lots where you got to have infrastructure and roads. That's what the moratorium they passed that they were talking about was those. Didn't apply to exchange of properties, combination, family petitions, when a mobile home has to be cut out, which is probably 90% of what surveyors do in this parish. But can you clarify that? I know Lewis is not part of this meeting.
I can't clarify anything as far as with the moratorium. We weren't part of the decision as this group on the moratorium. I do know it doesn't affect what was submitted and what was in process already.
Well, that's
So
great, and I was gonna
that's where
come.
we stand today. You're gonna have to sit or deal with those folks as far as whatever.
Well, and I
know
had every
where-
intention.
I know where you're headed to. I know where the conversation is about what this moratorium is gonna affect. And
Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 surveyors in this room. I'm not gonna be able to come. I would encourage any of these other surveyors, the next police jury meeting Monday night. I thought I was gonna be able to, I'm not, because I told them it doesn't do any good to call one juror or another, get their opinion. Need to get in front of that whole board and ask them, in the context of what they were discussing, they were talking about drainage studies. Well, guess what? The only subdivision that applies to drainage studies are big subdivisions. It doesn't apply to the 5 or 6 other type of subdivisions. So they should have been very specific in what their moratorium was about, because every surveyor now, and I've had all of them call me, what do we tell our clients? And I say, well, that's what I tell them. I think that's what they meant, but they didn't specify what they meant. So it's gonna be a work in progress to try to get them to address that moving
The
forward.
conversation needs to be the specification, because I've watched it quite a few times too, and there's not anything, it's broad. So I really wish I could help you on that situation. Now, dealing with how many times it's been in front of us, Mr. DeQuilla, I am gonna lean on you a little bit right here. Where they're discussing that we do have the 60 days to move through, and we have in some manner drug our feet some getting this through our processes. Mr. Moody, would you like to ask Mr. DeQuilla that same question? 'Cause
Well, no, I
don't
think
know the
what would
answer.
solve this, and I don't expect Sam to have the answer or the president of the jury to have the answer. I think what's gonna answer that is a very much needed flow chart that y'all know about, the jury knows about, this office knows about, and a checklist. So everybody that comes in to do a subdivision is on the same page. There's no questions. You don't have to ask your legal counsel what he thinks about it. It's
Well, and
clear.
I understand that, but we're standing where we're standing with this one right this second is my only concern.
And look,
What I can offer right now, what I can offer as part of this board right now is to set that public hearing for next month. That's where I can offer. I have no, that's where it's sitting in front of us. This is truly the first opportunity where it's been, let me take that back. The last opportunity, the last meeting was where we could set it. Now, when the map got pulled, we were set for a public hearing today. And when the map got pulled, they also pulled the advertisement, and we lost the advertising. So we still don't have that advertising done till this term right now. The first public hearing, we didn't have advertised. We went through the entire process, but it was not advertised by rule. It does have to be advertised. So, right here, there's not much I can do. I'm not trying to be.
No, I appreciate it. And look,
I'm
I'm
a
a
horse.
hush, and I'm gonna let Mr. Paul get up here. You've answered my questions. I just wanna bring these other things to y'all's attention that, and you new guys on this thing, when you say subdivision, you need to be specific on what you're talking about, because we deal with about 5 or 6 different types of subdivisions. And even though our ordinance, it's another thing, in your definition, you need to go back and make a few more definitive definitions on what a major is. It does talk about 5 lots or less. But I mean, that's a type, exchange of property is a type, combination of lots is a type, family petitions is a type. You got 6 or 7 things that are exemptions to it. And then when someone has to move a mobile home, that's a subdivision. So when you say moratorium, surely, and I know they weren't talking about stopping all that for 6 months. They were specifically talking about these big ones that need a drainage study. So I appreciate the fact you clarified that that has nothing to do with the moratorium with this project.
It was all in
So thank y'all, and I'm gonna let Mr. Paul, because he's gonna have questions, I'm sure, because I don't know personally, when you talked about that map was pulled, unless he knows that his office pulled.
I do need y'all to keep in mind, right now, this is to set the public hearing.
No, I get that.
So, I mean, we can discuss a little bit, being your engineer for it, but this is not a long discussion right here.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think Jeff, Paul Whittington, 16675 East Brewster Road, I'm with DDG. I think Mr. Jeff pretty much asked all the questions I had. The two questions I have is very simple. Who requested for the map to be pulled, because I'm unaware who pulled it? And then the second part is, where do we move forward from tonight?
So, the owner of the property came and got the map
Okay.
to do an adjustment on the map. At that point, they pulled the advertisement as well.
Okay.
So, the owner of property, hearing the discussions, hearing the concerns,
Okay.
pulled to make the change that Mr. Moody was talking about. And they pulled it, and at that point, they dropped the advertisement.
Okay, thank you.
So,
All right.
and what was your other question?
Where do we move forward from tonight?
It would be a public hearing. What we can do sitting here tonight is we can set you a public hearing for next month before our meeting.
Okay, and at that meeting, that's going to do what?
That would move it from us back under the parish engineers for review,
Okay,
and then we begin the actual process.
okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, we need to look at setting a public hearing, y'all, on, before our next meeting. It's probably gonna have some time involved in it. Do y'all wanna do a 5 o'clock public hearing? It, it's,
We only run 20 minutes on this.
we've already run 21 days.
What I'm saying is, if we started the public hearing at 5:30, we could probably be done with this.
You wanna do 5:30? It doesn't hurt us to push into the meeting, it may just push the meeting later. All right. So what's our date? August 25th. So that would put us, that's right, yeah, 25th. Let's present a motion to, set a public hearing on August 25th at 5:30 to review and take comment on, the subdivision, Rolling Acres Estates.
I move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. I want to move, because we have quite a few people, I want to move our A, B, and C, the nomination of chairman, vice chairman, and secretary to the end of our meeting, just so everybody can get out of here in a quicker manner. All right. We can slide it without. So, all right, first map we have is the Bruce Glenn Prestige map. Who's here to represent that map? Please introduce yourself and tell us a brief on what's going on, sir.
Okay, my name is Chris Harlan, I'm with Backroads Land Surveying. What's happening with this plat here is Mr. Bruce has a lease to purchase agreement with a guy named Michael Bailey. And Mr. Bailey is putting a mobile home on the rear of the rear part of the property, and is looking to subdivide so he can get a power hookup and just attach, have power to go out there.
All right. Correct me if I'm wrong, everything has moved to 60-foot surveys, hasn't it?
This is just on the utility service.
Oh, is that just utility?
Gravel road.
Oh, that's utilities, I'm sorry.
Yes, it's a utility survey.
You still have the gravel road on it.
Well, so there's no actual. Yeah, that's just a utility, private access. Private access and utilities, isn't everything that's a 60 now? Alright, it's, you're supposed to have a 60-foot line.
For private access?
Yes, sir. Everything's moved up, yes, sir. They did it about a year ago now.
Oh, Okay, that would be good enough. All right, well, guess I'll get this revised then.
Sorry about that. Do y'all wanna approve the map on the, oh, we said we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that anymore. No.
Okay,
Sorry about that.
no problem.
All right, thank you.
Would, can I ask a question? Will I have to
Yes, sir.
get this changed and have to come back for next month's meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're gonna have no action on the map. That brings us to the Highway 10 investments. Is there anybody here to represent that map? Please
Jonathan.
introduce yourself and give us a brief of what's going on.
Jonathan Hare, land surveyor. Yeah, this is a property out on Highway 10. It was a 75-acre tract, cutting it into 7, or really it's 6 with the remainder, so. It's over there between Hepzibah and Highway 10 by Slayton's.
This is simple subdivision, so it keeps the rules a little bit different than the others. Simple subdivisions trigger the no roads, no anything, so they're dead directly off the roads. What basically comes into there is, did they do,
It doesn't show it.
did they talk to water companies, power companies, all that, make sure they can get services to it?
Yeah, they talked to everybody.
That's done.
Hmm?
Is it turned in?
No, it's not. So Miss Becky came up here, talked to 2 different people, and they told her she didn't need the letters. She went to the sheriff's office, they told her she didn't need the letter from them. And then I looked it up in the ordinances, and I couldn't find anywhere where it requires it. It's only for a rezone that it requires it, the
Everything over
letters.
5 requires. Yeah, but that's still everything over 5 requires.
Well, I didn't see it anywhere. I read it, up and down. I didn't see it in there. It was only under, if a property's rezoned, then it, requires the letters. Other than that, the zoning didn't change, so.
It's not, it's required under subdivision.
I didn't see it in there.
All right. Am I wrong in that?
I know.
Mr. Andy, am I wrong in that?
I mean, we could pull up the, if y'all have a copy of the ordinances, we could, if y'all could show me.
Not a name, but it's scope is
Yeah,
5.
being up along the highway, if he took it forward, come back and get it next week.
Right.
Time.
Right.
It's just that it's all on the map at one time.
You know, what? I mean, we can let it go, we need to clarify that though, because that was part of the rewrite. That was supposed to be, that once we hit 5 on simples, everything was supposed to fall on the same rules. That's why y'all, the topographical one is supposed to have.
Yeah. What about, exception number 5? It states that 2 or more lots, as long as they have, meet the minimum size requirements, they're an exception. Is that 2 or more, is that 2 to 10 or 2 to 100? But I was thinking it probably fell under that exception too, because they all have road frontage.
I need some help with that, y'all. Yeah, that's fine.
How about you?
This is just a, it's referencing community where it says anything over 5 lots shall have will serve statements.
Yeah, I didn't.
So just put in more than 4 or 5 lots, each associated parish, utility matters, anything over will serve statements.
Yeah, I couldn't find that in there. Okay.
Where's you?
So I think everybody runs through AI these days.
Gotcha.
thought you put utility letters for more than 5 lots in East Feliciana, and it said, in East Feliciana Parish, dividing land into more than 4 or 5 lots triggers subdivision regulations, meaning you must submit an application and will serve utility letters, and then it references the meeting code library.
That's a, I wrote you found. But,
Yeah,
well, I
that's
mean,
good
it's
enough.
simple subdivision, all of the subdivisions. When number 2 says we don't have to submit anything for anybody, anything at all. So, when you're looking at that. So, I mean, that's not,
This is, I mean, every one of them is
it is, which, I mean, there's no issue with it, except what's happening is, just so the conversation can be held and why this is being a discussion is, water companies are backing off providing service to houses. Fire departments are now having discussions that they're having issues providing fire service. So those letters need to be presented.
So I know she did get the letters. The only reason she didn't turn them in is because she was told at this office that she didn't need to turn them in. So she just held on to them. If you want, I could get her to bring them up here.
How do you want to handle this? Because this is a lot of miscommunication. We basically told the wrong thing to do. If we go ahead and approve this when they bring the letters,
Does she have a cell phone?
Do I now?
Does she have a cell phone?
Yeah.
Can she take a picture of it and send it to us right now so we can just validate that she has it?
They're up in North Dakota right now. I don't wanna bother them, but I mean,
I mean,
that's,
a phone call and get you, it's, that was my option to.
that's not, this is. I mean, that's it. Nothing else we don't really know.
We sent a copy to those letters.
And these people have been doing business here for years.
I mean, being that we told them they didn't need them, probably need to let it move.
Well, can we verify that someone actually told them that?
Huh?
I mean, because I can easily, she's not here to say that, so if he doesn't have one with questioning, I can easily say that somebody called up here and talked to me. I'm just saying, like, we can't verify whether he's right or we're wrong at the same time. But if you're saying that you called up here and someone told you that, who was the person that just spoke to you that told you?
well, I didn't wanna say names,
Or is it some,
you know,
Even
but
if we were wrong, if it's off the ordinance, let's try to get back on the board.
and what does black and white say? Black and white don't have to stand at all times.
We're gonna have that on these big jobs.
I mean, and they,
Documentation
We're
keeps
gonna
you
have
out of
problems
litigation.
when we switch. We knew when we switched ordinances, we were gonna be having these kind of issues.
we gotta make sure we're following the rules, but
I mean, I could,
it's simple.
clear
It's simple and clear cut. And they called me and asked if they needed the letters because of the way the rules work. And hey,
We switched our ordinance.
yeah, you need them. And I know they went and got them unless people rejected giving them to them. So, but we've told them that they don't need them out of here somewhere, because I mean, she has them. She has them.
The client who said that they were told that is not the one who's speaking. Therefore, that can be an option.
When we switch ordinances, we're gonna have this.
We're gonna have this type of things come up, and I'm sorry, that's why I asked them, can you get on the phone? And she sent a text message, a copy of the letters, so we can have some valid proof, we can move on. But just saying that somebody told you that, I'm sorry,
What do the kids say? You're gonna have that on these big jobs.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's gonna happen. If we switch the rules, there's gonna be a period where we're just gonna have this kind of stuff.
Josh, I think we ought to let it go first.
documentation keeps you out of litigation.
All right. I guess the best way to sit here and do this is,
Vote.
let's do,
I
we
guess
can
if
just,
you approve it with the stipulation that the copies of those letters come here,
yeah,
attach it to this, instead of making him wait a whole nother month,
Right.
go ahead and approve it.
We just said that we stop approving things based on not having things. What's the, that
No,
we
we said-
can't,
we
we're
We
going
said
back
we weren't
over.
coming back in the
Well,
sign.
we're coming back in here to sign.
For a map change.
But that's for a map change though, and this is not a map change.
But we still don't have proof, and so who's to say that they come in and they finally get it approved and then show us a letter and we've already done that?
No, I'm
We
sorry,
have no proof that it's done.
I'm not saying we're not gonna approve it. My point is we let it go through with the stipulation that those letters come in with the letterhead from the file, whoever they need to be, attach it to this form,
Dated,
and they can go through it.
dated letters, because if we let it approve and I come here with that, I can get it done tomorrow or the next day and that's still the valid case. Documentation keeps us out of litigation. I'm sorry, could you get your client on the phone? If they're in North Dakota, it's almost 6 o'clock, it's about 3-something there, so it's the afternoon. It's not like we asked me to call at 6 o'clock in the morning.
She doesn't have
They're
to
in the
picture
same,
that
they're
letter.
in the same time zone.
It's no
You
way.
take a picture of it and you just send it.
Yeah, but they're, letters at the house, they're in North Dakota.
All right,
No,
so we had a little bit of tiff here. Let's, all right,
Since this is more than 5 lots,
yeah,
okay, and we
It's
have to
missing the
consider
document.
a subdivision, I'm looking right here, it says the design of the drainage for the subdivision provision shall be adequately taken care of the watershed, and that all has to come in with the maps.
What's that?
which he's got the he's got the watershed, the topograph.
Yeah.
So you can see where it's running out, so. I don't know. We're missing the document.
Is this not an exception, though? What does it mean to be an exception? If it's 2 or more lots fronting on a public road, which this is, there's no servitude. It says it's exempt from the requirements of the regulations. So what does that mean? You
It
know, I
says
would
it's
think
exempt
this is,
from
I
The
would think,
regulation from the utilities.
no.
of everything, it's pretty vague. It just says the regulations, or it's
And I
exempt
would
from
think the
the.
regulation would be more of this, not the documentations that need to come along with it. I'm, it's
I don't know. It's,
too many spotlights.
I have to, this is rough.
Yeah.
I made a motion, did I not? Let's
You
vote.
made a motion to approve.
I don't know, I'd like to see what he's reading, because I don't have it in front of me. I've only been on the board for a month, so I'm not familiar with that. So what, that exemption you're reading, it says.
Yeah, exception,
So these are your exception statements on plat. So I think there's, 9 of them, something like that, and it's like, if you're blood relatives, you can transfer land between one another. And I think he's saying he's falling under exception 2.
is it 2, or I thought it was 5?
It might be 5, is what you said, yeah. I think 5 is specific about fronting public roads and not creating new servitudes.
Fronting on existing public street, avenue, road, highway, provided that each lot has a minimum square footage. Yeah, I mean, from what I understand this to say, that it's exempt from the utilities, from being approved from the utilities if it's already on an established spot. Because they're not going into a private track, they're on the state highway. Read number 5.
Good one, James.
So it's exempt.
That's from what I understand it is. Because all those utilities are already on the highway.
Right.
They don't have to go
That's why
through
it's
a
exempt.
private
That's why it's exempt.
servitude.
Because you don't have to go through private.
Yeah, there's no
land.
servitude needed for any of them, so none of that has to be,
That's the
Rule.
reason it's
I
exempt.
mean, I'm sorry, I'm not up to snuff on that, but I think
Is
you,
that exemption for one thing, or we talk about all of it? Like, we have all of these that we consider as a total thing, plus that, so it's two things that we're doing, right?
well,
And so his exemption is just for location.
no, all he's missing is the letters from the utility company.
I know, I got that part.
But he's exempt from that.
Is he exempt from,
It's
what is
given
it?
it's,
Is it given
we're gonna have to get it
just
clarified.
that particular track, or is it?
We're gonna have to get it clarified.
It says any of them meeting on a public road with the proper road frontage, which
That's not listed as subdivision, is it?
No.
No,
not major.
that's individuals.
Yeah, that's
And that falls to major at 5.
Are there existing utilities along the river? Like, there are existing houses and everything?
yeah, I mean, it's Highway 10.
Yeah. So that's not,
So it's not gonna fall because of the more than lots.
It's more lots, it's listed into an actual subdivision at 5.
I think we're regarding subdivision rules.
Right, with that.
on this, and development and subdivision fee also, did we pay $400 plus the $15 per lot on this one, or is it just a simple division?
Yeah, I mean, this isn't like a curb and gutter, like what you think of a neighborhood, a development. It's just cutting a piece of property into 7, you know? Has no intentions of being like a neighborhood where people ride bicycles and stuff. It's just,
Yeah, we have to follow the rules, that's what we have to make sure we know what the rules are.
yeah, I just, you know,
Who told, so, who said it doesn't need to be up here?
it doesn't what?
The letters that need to come.
So we talked to you, and you told me and Mr. Neal to talk to Nikki Cheatham and ask her which letters we needed.
That's me.
Sorry. So Miss Becky or whoever came and talked to her, or talked to her on the phone, no, you don't need those letters. And then she came up here again, cause she went around and got the water, gas and all that, and then she went to the sheriff's office, and Bill Cox or whoever up there said, you don't need that, you know, this letter for this. We only do this for a rezone if a piece of property's gonna turn into something where they're gonna put a bar, or, you know, somewhere it's gonna change to where people are gonna congregate there, to say that they have the deputy power to, you know, to also watch over that property or whatever. So then that got her thinking, so she came up here again, and I hate to keep naming names, but she talked, it was either her or Mr. Neal, one of them, they talked to Jeff Williams, and he looked at it, and he said, no, you don't need the letters for that. It's not the type of situation where you need those letters. So that's it. And once she told me that, I said, okay, I'll turn it in, you know, two people have told you that, so.
That's there. Yes, ma'am.
For the record, I never spoke with anybody about that, so,
Well, and I did
I
send
know
them,
who
I've talked to them a
told
few
them
times
that,
about it,
but
and explained
I
to
don't
them.
mean to.
but I just know anytime there's something dealing with planning and zoning, I'm the person in this office that
She might have
usually
talked to
handles
somebody
it, but I
else.
don't talk to everybody.
Yeah, it might have been somebody else, maybe, you know.
And I direct every single phone call to you.
Yeah, so that's the name that they get, but no, I
But-
don't.
But we are sitting here without the information
So the subdivision rules are
still in state.
still in state even.
That's
on the
individual
situation.
stuff, that's along the lines of if you came out here and popped in 2 or 3 along on those frontage.
So we split it up into 2 maps. If we split it up into 2 maps, then
Yeah.
go like the same.
Right.
I know we have a motion on the table, I don't think we ever got a second on it.
They did, that's fine.
I'd like to make a secondary motion, we table it for now until we can get the documentation we need to approve it.
Second.
Alright, that's, a gavel or, let's go. Alright, we have a motion from Mr. Handy and a second from Mr. Peterson. Let's roll call. On the note that we table this for right now, let's go ahead and roll call it. Ms. Odom?
No.
Mr. Peters?
Yes.
Mr. Holbrook?
Yes.
Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Ms. Ferguson?
Yes.
Mr. McDermott? Yes. And Mr. Peterson. Oh,
Gonna be Clarkson.
okay.
Peterson's.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Too close. Yeah, oh, Peters, I bet I didn't, okay.
Did you get
But we both have tables, right? Yes, not a problem.
So what do I need to do?
So,
Shouldn't take long.
Okay.
all right. That brings us to the Carl Lawson map. Is there anybody here to represent that map? Please take the podium, introduce yourself, and give us a brief of what's going on.
Oh, wait a minute, show me.
Good evening, Stephen LaCour from L&L Land Surveying. We have two tracts totaling 24.3 acres, subdividing into 3 tracts. The owner's cutting out the existing homes with 3.6 acre tract and a 2.8 acre tract, and the third tract is the remaining acreage, all with frontage on the existing highway.
All right, is there anybody else here to speak on this map? Let's close the public hearing. Any recommendation?
This is right around my house, man. Go ahead.
Is it right by your house?
We have a motion and a second. Reservation for Mr. Peterson.
Can't say anything, because I don't know.
Okay, you're trying to second. Do you want to abstain from it, or you want to?
Yeah, definitely staying.
All right, just think we need to note that Mr. Martin is going to abstain from the vote on this. All right, let's do a roll call vote. Ms. Odom?
Yes.
Mr. Peters? Yes. Mr. Holbrook?
Yes.
Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Ms. Ferguson?
Yes.
Mr. McDermott is abstaining. Mr. Peterson?
Yes.
It passes, thank you. All right, that brings us to the Joyce Lee Hamilton map. Is there anybody here to represent that map? Please introduce yourself and give a brief of what's going on.
My name is Raymond C. Allen III. I'm here for Jace and Christina too. We just wanted to subdivide the land and give Jace his part and Christina and Raymond my part. And get true 4 corners on the property because I really didn't have a lot of information on it when we got it. There was
Yeah,
no.
I see fences are a little bit moved.
Yeah, they were all out of whack, so just need to get it subdivided.
Okay. You got enough space here? Plenty there. All right, is there anybody else here to speak on this map? Let's close the public hearing. Can I get a recommendation?
Yeah, I'm moving it on.
Second.
Ms. Debbie and Ms. Ferguson. All right, let's roll call. Ms. Odom?
Yes.
Mr. Peters? Yes. Ms. Holbrook?
Yes.
Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Ms. Ferguson?
Yes.
Mr. McDermott?
Yes.
And Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, that brings us to the Bradley and Miranda Roberts map. Is there anyone here to represent that map? Please introduce yourself and give us a brief of what's going on.
Appreciate y'all being here, Brad Roberts. My wife couldn't make it. She's watching that 22-month-old baby boy we're trying to get up to the parish. This is just, I guess I bought that land about a year ago. It was 4 tracts, about 45 acres with three kind of 5-acre tracts in the front. That 45-acre tract is accessed via servitude. Mortgage company is requesting prior to construction loan to cut the house out on 15 acres. That's what we're doing here.
That's
Give
the
it the-
15.36.
Yes, sir, with the proposed house location on it. We're gonna give the remaining property some road frontage as well.
I need to abstain from this.
Yes.
I'll leave it to it though. All right, anybody else here to speak on this match?
Yes, sir.
All right, close the public hearing.
Yes, sir, if you add up all those line segments, they all come out
So
to,
7 plus L8.
yeah, they all come out to over 100.
4, 5, and 6, right?
Yeah.
How are you getting into the property? How are you getting into the property?
It's the
Sam
actual-
Talbot Road.
Okay,
I own all 4 tracks.
got it,
Yes,
got it, thank you,
And there is a servitude along the south
Got it.
tract of that, that's southerly 5 acres.
thank you, all right.
Move to accept.
I second.
All right, let's go to,
All right,
Ms. Odom,
yes.
Ms. Peters,
Yes.
He already said that, and I-
Yes. Mr. Bishop, Ms. Ferguson, Ms. McDermott. Yes. And Ms. Peters.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, let's go to the John Allen Ferris map. Is there anyone to represent that?
Jonathan again.
So, what you got going on?
Yeah, he's got this 257 acre tract. He wanted to cut it into 3, so, I ran a 60-foot servitude all the way to the back so that tract P1 can have access, and other than that, everything, it's pretty self-explanatory.
It appears that
That's out there off of,
all the way,
Just,
yeah.
you said you're cutting track 3?
Cutting it into 3.
You're cutting, oh, 1, 2, 3 track.
What, is that off of
Okay.
L?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Just south of,
I just had 3.
432.
Yeah, right there.
all right, is there anybody else here to speak on this matter? Let's close the public hearing.
Right here, see it? P3. Oh, yeah, here, see, P3, there you go, that's your third one,
Yes.
small in comparison to the other 2.
It just says a parent 4-foot road.
What's the name of that road out there?
L. Williams.
Long Williams. And here's the servitude cut in. Over here.
Yeah, really, yeah.
Can I get a recommendation?
Ask me questions.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what they built the servitude in there, yeah. But it's got a servitude that runs down the side of it.
Did the property, did the 3 lots existing there, the Hopkins and the Cupid not have a servitude designated? Is that?
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. It's hard, but they have a existing 60-foot servitude that runs from L. Williams right up the side, and it tees right into the south side of Lot A, the southeast corner.
Okay.
You see that?
We're not working on that. We can't do anything with that situation, with whatever's going on.
I was about to say that doesn't have anything to do with
Yeah,
that.
it runs up the side all the way to C. I just didn't show it because that's not my client's property, so,
It's over on their property then?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
gotcha. All right.
This servitude on the back is 60 feet.
Yep. Yep, 60 foot, yep. All right, motion?
I move, we
Second.
adopt.
Second, we got a motion and a second. All right, let's, Ms. Debbie,
Yes.
Mr. Peters?
Yes.
Mr. Holbrook?
Yes.
Ms. Bishop? Ms. Ferguson? Mr. McDermott? Yes. And Mr. Peters? Thank you, pass. All right, that brings us to the auxiliary chief map. yourself and tell us what's going on.
All right, Chris Harlan with Backwards Land Surveying. Ms. Cheek is looking to subdivide this 22 acre tract into 5 lots.